Sand, dust, and blood. Most fail to imagine the sight of their admixture. These so-called foes, not even worth drawing my sword.
Strike! And sunder the tides cleft. Retract, and leave no peace where unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn yet. At your 1,000 moves in one breath. At your strike! And sunder the tides cleft. Retract, 1,000 moves in one breath. 1,000 moves in one breath. Strike! And sunder the unsteady posture, wavering after all this time. You 1,000 moves in one breath. 1,000 moves in one breath. After all this time, you still tend to war for solution. Unsteady posture, wavering intent, much to learn. After all this time, you still tend to war for solutions. 1,000 moves in one breath. Strike! And sunder the tides. After all this time, use unsteady posture, wavering in strike, and sunder the tides cleft. 1,000 moves in one breath. Strike, and sunder the tides. Strike, and sunder the. After all this time, you strike.
How very tiring.
1,000 moves in one breath. After all this time, use after all this time. You after all this time, you strike, and sunder the tides cleft. Strike, and sunder the tides. Strike, and sunder the tides. After all this time, you after all this time, you still strike, and sunder the strike, and after all this time, after all this time, you still tend to war for solutions. 1,000 moves in one breath.
I'm this won't hurt your eyes.
Mission accomplished.
If you have no other work for me, I shall take